Coach Brandon Curran next for men's basketball. His first appearance on Lunch with Ledyard as they get ready for a new season. Coming in 2 weeks, they'll be kicking off. Well, I guess shooting off or starting. Tipping off. Still in the fall mode. Haven't switched yet to winter mode yet, Coach. We'll get there, though. When you have as many things going on as we do, it's hard to kind of keep one mind track for everything. So come up a little bit, see if you can see it. There we go. So, Coach, got a little bit of a black eye there. I mean,
I do, yeah.
I mean, you already getting hit in practice and beat up, or?
I am. I actually did get hit in practice. I was using a pad with the big guys, and I'm getting older. My reflexes aren't as quick. I didn't get out of the way, and I got popped. So I survived.
You come up with a creative story. Maybe you're going to jam the ball or something, and you hit your eye on the rim. You know, you're trying to do crazy.
No, that would be unbelievable.
Get the trampoline
in more ways
out
than
there.
one. Yeah. No, and I'll protect the guilty party too by not throwing him under the bus.
Oh, that's funny. So, besides a black eye in the preseason, so how has your preseason been going so far? You've been practicing, what, 2.5 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks now?
Yeah, it's been going really well. Really impressed with how the guys are retaining things that we're teaching them. They're picking up concepts quickly. Attitude's been awesome. Effort's been great. Energy's been really good. And they're doing a lot of individual work. They're doing practice. They're lifting weights. They're in discipleship. They're doing study hall. We're putting a lot on them, and they're flourishing. They're thriving. They're doing awesome. They're really good.
So you already have them going quickly and getting trained already before heading into like the first week of season.
Before we go into our first game, yeah. So we started everything on October 15th, and we're able to start practice that day. We're able to start individual workouts that week. We're still lifting twice a week and doing our discipleships and study halls. So they've gotten into the routine of going.
What I was saying is they're starting to feel like, hey, this is basketball season.
Yeah, they're definitely feeling like it's a season. Yeah, we're putting a lot on them.
Running them. I hear the whistle blowing and them running out there a lot. So
yeah, no, they feel like they're in season. In fact, we're going to scale back a little bit today, go a little bit shorter, and then we're going to do an intra-squad scrimmage tomorrow night here with officials and scorekeepers and all that stuff. Try to give them the feel of a game.
Now, this year you're going to have two different squads. You're going to have the varsity and the developmental team. First tell us a little bit about the varsity and how you've broken that up and what you already see in the first 2 weeks.
So we had a scrimmage this weekend, and it was a success. We went in there looking at kind of our culture and what was our culture going to be like during games, and really impressed with the way guys encouraged each other, their energy, their talk. I thought all was great. I even heard we have a word for the day every day in practice, and one of our words was next play. Meaning, regardless of what happens on the offensive or defensive end, good or bad, we always just move on to the next play, and you play in the moment. And I heard guys echoing that and saying that on the bench during the game, and that was really exciting to hear. That just shows that guys are getting it and they believe. And then also just watching guys, we had some guys, that was our first college competition, and there were mistakes made, and seeing the seniors pat guys on the head and say, hey, you're doing all right, keep going, let's go. Just watching guys encourage each other, it was awesome. And we scored almost 100 points. We scored 99. Won the scrimmage 99-84, and that's encouraging. Execution wasn't perfect, but it was good. Anytime you can score, 100 points, you're doing pretty well offensively.
Are you going to give Coach Walden a run for the money this year for points in a game?
I don't think anybody can do that. They put up crazy numbers. So,
you're not going to be like the Iowa team, Division III, that tries to run and gun.
Grinnell, no.
Grinnell, yeah, they average 140 points a game.
No, we just happen to shoot the ball really well. We've got guys that can really shoot it, and they shot, I think, 14 of 27 from three, so shot over 50% from three, shot over 70% from the free throw line, so guys did a good job in that respect. And like I said, execution wasn't great, but it was good, and guys are picking stuff up really quickly.
That's good to hear. Yeah. So now you've broken down, and you also have a developmental squad, and that's a squad of 15, 16 guys that'll play a schedule of their own, too.
Yes. Yeah, and they actually scrimmaged at the same place this past weekend and won by 30. They scored 86, won 86, and held the opponent to 54 points. Those guys did really, really well, so a lot of promising things, a lot of young guys on that group, and they did really well, too. We were really impressed with them.
So looking at the varsity, playing in the American Southwest Conference, you're going to have some big boys. Did you get some big boys to kind of battle out this year?
I mean, I hope so. We've got some guys back in Q and Will and Hunter Book, and Q played great this weekend, made some really athletic plays, and had a highlight block the second half
Nice.
we actually showed the team on film yesterday, that play. And then Will Thomas is just a ferocious rebounder. I think if you looked at per minute played last year for him, he might have led the league in rebounding just per minute played. I think in about 14 minutes a game, he was averaging 6.5 rebounds per game, which are really big numbers. There's some guys that average 6.5 rebounds over an entire game.
Right.
And so he was doing that in just 14 minutes. Then we added a guy named Jordan Gosey, big, strong, physical player, transferred, Division II transfer, came here with me, started for us on Saturday and did well. And then we've got a 6'8 freshman named Clayton Stanley. He played really well. He was really good in our first intra squad. He was very good on Saturday. He's got a great feel for how to play. A really skilled 6'8 kid. We're really happy to have him. And then we've got four freshman bigs on the developmental team that are all doing really well. And probably from time to time, those guys will come up and play on varsity, and they're doing great too.
That's good. It sounds like you got some good depth there because when you get into the thick of the season in your first season American Southwest Conference, you'll see that it starts to get a lot of strong play down low, and if you don't have those big boys, it could be for a long game.
Yeah, and our freshmen are fun. We're kind of versatile in that. Clayton Stanley is 6'8 and skilled, and then we've got Jordan Castillo, who's 6'6", 6'7", and can step out, he can post up, he can do a lot of things. And then we got Jacob Owens-Bush that can step out and shoot it. He's a strong kid, he'll rebound. Chris Edwards is just a load. Like, he's just physical. Of all the freshmen, I'd say he's the most physical guy. And then we've got Lane Bricker, who's just really, really bouncy. I mean, guy just jumps and throws a lot of highlight reel dunks. So we're excited about all those guys.
So Dylan Augustine, and will he be able to give us a three-point show this year maybe?
I think he was 4 of 5 from
Wow.
three-point range on Saturday. So, yeah, and you know what? He does more than that. Like, he's really good not only catching and shooting, but he's been really good in our system of, like, being able to shot fake, put it on the floor, drive by guys, make people help, and then making good decisions, kicking the ball or finishing at the rim. He's going to have a really good senior year. We're excited about him.
He's fun to watch. Him and Tyler Day can also shoot it from way deep too. So
he can.
You got some three-point shooters on the team. And I'm excited to see how the balance and what you have out there, because in 2 weeks from today, we'll be playing Centenary here in Ornelas Gym. So going on to the next question, will you be nervous as this game gets closer? Your first game here at ETBU, you'll have a little jitters. Do you have any like pregame routines you do as a head coach? What do you think you'll be feeling that week and the day of and the day before?
I'm sure I'll be a little bit nervous, but just really wanting the guys to do well and enjoy their experience and have a good time. And we talk all the time about giving our very best effort, and that's our standard. And if we can do that, then we'll just live with the results. And so we'll approach that game, and every single game like that. Yesterday, our word in practice was no fear. We just go in and do the best we can and see what happens.
Are you a suit guy, or are you a vest guy, or are you a polo guy, or is it just, I'm just going to wear this today for the game?
We'll be in suits or sport coats. Sometimes as fits the occasion. If it's a day game, it may be jeans and a sports coat. So we'll just, we'll wait and see. Sometimes it'll be boots and jeans. Sometimes it'll be slacks.
We might have a fashion statement from Coach Curran.
I don't know about that. But my wife does a good job of matching my stuff up. So
hey, they always do that. I can't do that either. So. So what does your schedule look like this year as you head into the season?
Well, like you said, we've got Centenary coming up in our first home game, and then we actually go on the road to Memphis and get to play in a classic up there at Rhodes, which I think will be a great test. We play Huntington first, and then if we win, see who we play in the second game. It's the first time in 20 years that I've been in an in-season actual tournament. A lot of times it's like you play a game Friday and you know who you're going to play, and then you play a game Saturday and you know who you're going to play. Mm-hmm. But this is actually a 4-team tournament, so that'll be a good experience early. And then it seems like really fast we jump into conference play and get rolling. So it's going to be here fast.
Yeah, and you get to see, I think, Texas Lutheran twice. Are you playing them
just
twice?
Once this year? Once. Yeah, we play them right after Christmas.
I think the women are playing them twice. Mm-hmm. So, and they're also a great in-region game to have. So looking past college into the NBA, who do you like, and what are some of your favorite players to watch?
Man, I don't know about necessarily players. I mean, obviously Steph Curry is playing unbelievable right now. Damian Lillard, I was watching him last night. He's been really good. I kind of like teams and just to kind of watch what they're doing. I grew up a Rockets fan in the Akeem Olajuwon era and really enjoyed watching those guys. And then after living in Dallas for 10 years, you kind of can't help but, be a Mavericks guy because they start talking about him. I think Rick Carlisle is one of the top coaches in the NBA. And then you look at Greg Popovich at San Antonio and what they've been able to do. And when you talk about like culture and things like that, their organization is just unbelievable. And I had a chance to sit with Mike Miller, who's now the head coach of the New York Knicks D-League team. And at the time, he was an assistant in the Spurs organization with their D-League team and got to talk a lot about their system and their culture and the types of things that they do. And it's a lot of what we're doing now here at ETBU. And so really enjoy just watching those guys and how they play and how they move the ball and get things going. So we'll be following them for the whole year.
You want to say hi to Facebook yet and Periscope before we ask you one final question?
Hey.
So one final question. Game 7 tonight, Cubs-Indians. Who do you got?
I got to go with the Cubs. My father-in-law is a huge Cubs fan and his side of the family. And I don't watch a ton of baseball, but I have been watching the World Series. So hoping Zobrist and the Cubs can get it done.
Yeah, honestly, to me, it doesn't really matter who wins. I've got ties to both teams, but
I don't believe that at all. You got to be going for the Cubs.
No, I 2 summers I did Indians games on the radio,
Really?
running the board in Ohio.
Oh, there you go.
So, and I grew up in Northwest Ohio, and Cleveland was 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So everything was all Cleveland.
So either way, you're happy.
Yeah, I kind of like to see the Indians win because I'm a White Sox fan.
Yeah.
And so the White Sox
Really?
Yes, they won in 2005 that nobody seems to remember now. So, but that's okay. So it'll be fun. And then Ben Zobrist is from the school that I graduated from.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then also Dallas Baptist. So we got two ties that way there. So either way, it'll be good. I'll be happy either way.
Right.
More happy. I'll be happier if Cleveland wins, but it'll be fun to watch. Just to have a great baseball game overall.
Yeah.
So, well, Coach, thanks for coming.
Yes,
First
sir.
time on the show.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to the season.
Appreciate it. Me too.